Hey guys.
Hello. We're on. We're on and we're ready. Uh-oh, I'm not in focus. I need to be. Okay, I'm in focus now. Sweet. Dude, here we are.
Here we are. We're live.
Hi,
we are
everybody.
live and direct to your homes.
Wait, check me out. Am I in focus?
You're in focus.
Okay. We're good. Okay. Hi.
Hey, you might be noticing some things. If you're on Instagram, you're just getting a direct view of our couch at times.
We are green couch people now. Look at us. Here we are, green couch.
And we kind of said this in a video that we posted because we weren't obviously live on Tuesday. Sorry for that. I was at a conference.
They were all wondering what happened
Yes.
to our live Tuesday show. They were like, "Where? It's Tuesday. It's 8:00. I'm here. I'm waiting. Where are they?
Where are you?
Where are they?
Where are you, Christmas?
So what we were saying is that we got this green couch, and we were talking about all of the fun colors in our room now. But I think that we've graduated. We've officially graduated from the Tiny Chair podcast to the Tiny Couch podcast.
For us, anything is tiny.
When you're a large person, all things feel tiny.
All things lead to tiny roads.
All things are tiny. So we do have some some slight changes here in the scenery.
Yeah, we got the new I think it opens up the space and allows you to even be more cramped in our room.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the couch. They're like, I didn't even know that you didn't have a couch before. It's fine.
I like. Anyway, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, here
This
we
is
are.
the afterthoughts. So you're gonna get the bits and ends of our week coming to you because a lot happened last Sunday. We talked about the Super Bowl already. We didn't know what was going on, but
Yeah.
the Super Bowl went on this week. So do you want to chat about that at all?
It was so boring to watch. I much prefer like a nail biter when it's like this team, and it's like back and forth. Like they take the lead. This was like a blowout. So
yeah, it was kind of nice to have a blowout on the Chiefs for once. I mean, like I know you're Team Taylor.
I love Taylor Swift, and I love seeing Taylor at the game. But do I watch football? Do I know what's happening? I had the best time. Our friends who were here, we were like, oh yeah, we totally know what's happening. On the
It was
field.
almost comical because
It was
Almost.
100% sarcasm.
Because I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. I'm just like want to be fully tilted.
Everything that you said, we were like, oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. Why would he throw it like that? That was a bad throw. You're right. Yeah.
Run the ball.
I thought the same thing when I saw him throw it that way. I thought the exact same thing, and I was like, why would you throw it like that? Like I thought that like on my own. You know what I mean? I'm really like into it.
Yeah, you're into it.
Yeah. And that's how the entire game went for me. And then I ended the game playing a game of bananagrams. That's about how interested I was.
Yeah, bananagrams with you is very interesting because you're it's a nail biter.
Thanks. Whoops. There goes that.
There goes that.
Anyway, I have a question for you.
Oh, receive.
Okay, I mean, I know since we've been married, but tell the people, what are your feelings towards Valentine's Day?
Valentine's. I think when you're dating, it's very important. When you're married, it's very important. Those are important things.
What is? What things?
Celebrating the day of someone. Like I never really got Valentine's Day because I didn't really have a lot of dates.
Well, the funny thing, but you're a gifts guy.
I'm a gifts guy.
Like your love language is gifts.
Yes.
So it's funny. Like
and my mom would always give me a gift for Valentine's Day, and I always give my mom a gift for Valentine's Day.
That's
kind
sweet.
of like.
I love that.
And
I should have gotten Valentine's for our kids.
It's
too late now.
Well, give them a hug and kiss. Say Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's not like any other holiday besides Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, our anniversary and birthdays. It kind of just falls down the drain.
So Valentine's Day is not important to you?
The value of it is no.
That's what I'm wondering because I had the same situation growing up. My dad always got me flowers on Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
It was really sweet. I always had a bouquet of flowers from my dad all growing up. on Valentine's Day, mostly in my teen years, but like,
That makes sense for your daughter, you know?
yeah, I think that that's sweet.
That's
I
really
think
sweet.
you could be you could be Joni's first Valentine.
Yeah, I will be Joni's only in first Valentine. She'll not have any other Valentines.
Should I be the I should be the Valentine for the boys, right?
Absolutely.
I just don't know what to like. I don't need any reason to get them candy or stuff or
Yeah.
cards or stickers. Like, I don't want it to be another stuff holiday.
Yes, because holidays end up being stuff holidays.
But I do want them to feel loved. Like, I want them to feel like this is a day to celebrate our love.
On any other day besides those days, I love doing like a meal. So my plan for tomorrow was like go out, buy food for a meal, and cook it for you guys.
Oh, I love that. How can we make it a family night? I think that's a cool thing for
our
us.
Sabbath anyway. So
yeah, in our season of life right now, like we're not big, but I wanted to share this is interesting. When we were dating and early in marriage as well, you would always get me really nice gifts for Valentine's Day.
Well, when I didn't have kids to feed and wives to feed, I can give whatever I want.
Yeah, like you got me a Kindle for Valentine's Day one time. I want to say that you got me, I don't know, I feel like tech devices. I was like, what the heck? Like nice gifts. I got you your favorite pair of shoes for a Valentine Day, a Valentine
Tom's.
one year. Got you some Tom's shoes.
I wish Tom's would come back.
They're around.
I would wear Tom's still.
You know who wears the Toms now?
Who?
The old ladies. They love a soft slip-on shoe. They all are wearing Toms.
Tom's.
It's
now
hilarious.
the Payless of shoes.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap shoes, but they are just accessible to those that struggle
tight.
with their ankles. You know what I mean?
Really? You think mine were always tight? They were smelly.
That was the thing about Toms.
Smelly feet.
Now
they didn't have no-show socks. Sorry, the biggest thing is now they have no-show socks for guys. Do you want to hear a quick story about no-show socks?
Did you have to cut your socks to hide them in your Toms?
No, this is even more embarrassing. So I didn't know at the time they made no-show socks, and I was looking. I know they came out with girl versions. They didn't have guys.
Yeah,
it wasn't a thing for guys.
No, yeah.
And so I went into this Payless in the mall, and I'm looking around. And I can't find any. And I only see the girls. And so what I do, I pick up the girls, and I'm looking at them. And I must have looked somewhat suspicious because I was not looking like I was trying to be incognito looking at the girls thing. But that makes you, when you're trying to hide something.
So did you shoplift female socks from Payless?
I was grabbing them. And then the worker comes over because they've been keeping an eye on me because I'm like, why is this guy acting sketchy?
Yeah.
And like, are you looking for these? And there were a pair of guy ones, and they caught me looking at the girl ones, and I was so embarrassed. I just walked out. I was like, I didn't say anything. I was like, oh. And I literally just walked out.
Instead of being like, oh my gosh, they have men's socks. You didn't want to pretend like you were about to purchase female socks.
I don't know what I'm doing with these. I'm leaving it.
You didn't even say like, oh, these are for my girlfriend.
No.
And then secretly be like, oh, I'll take some of these as well.
Yeah, no, I was so embarrassed.
That's hilarious. Yeah, men's no-show socks. See, these are the days. These are the good old days. No-show socks, Tom's shoes. You would either go no-show socks or you would go sockless, and everybody knew if you were a Tom's wearer because your bedroom in college, your dorm room, would smell like Tom's shoes, and that's
feet.
How it just smelled like feet.
Yeah, it wasn't Tom's shoes. It was your nasty feet.
And it stunk. It was stinky.
And you would slip around of it.
And as a sweaty foot person,
you slide in your Toms.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, because I did have this one pair that had sort of like a leathery inside.
Me too.
I preferred the cloth one. Slip around less. But those shoes did not breathe. Let me tell you, unless you had the like lace version.
Mm-hmm.
Remember weddings, Tom's weddings? They had like all the weddings.
Vans weddings are still a thing, but I don't see too many Tom's wedding anymore.
You don't see it anymore. It was trendy. Anyway, all this to say,
Tom's, if you want to support us, we'll take a.
I will not.
You won't take a.
No, I would.
Take a Tom's.
I would wear Tom's. You know what's great about Tom's is like those would be good like house shoes.
Yeah.
Slip them on for me. I'm a homebody, so house shoes. All this.
Everything is a house thing for you.
Speaking of the house, this is the other thing I was going to talk to you about.
Yes, and the main topic of our
main topic. on our afterthoughts. You know what we need? We need a little afterthoughts like intro thing
You
that you
know?
do where you go like boo-doo-boo-doo-boo or
Yeah,
whatever.
instead we need to do like a bum ba-dum bum.
No thanks.
That's exactly what it should be. That no one's
Just
asking
clip
for an
that.
afterthought.
Just
Clip. No one's asking for it. It's just like, no thanks.
What no one's asking, what do Alyssa and Jeremiah think about any of the things that we talk about?
Seriously. Like,
and here we are.
here.
How's our Instagram looking?
Uh,
Let's just take a little quick peek. Let's see.
One person.
Hey,
Kim Russell joined us again.
Hello again. So here's oh, Kim Russell was a Tom's Shoes lady. I know this.
Oh, definitely.
Yes. So here's what I was going to ask you. Speaking of home stuff, the thing about home stuff is we were going to talk about stewardship today. Stewardship. And the thing that I wanted to bring up is just what does it look like to be a good steward of all the different things in your life? Specifically, as a mom, as a stay-at-home mom, I currently am trying to be a good steward of our home. But something that you have a strength in is being a good steward of like your physical health and your body.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk about that? Like, just what it means to you to be a good steward of your body and your physical health.
Yeah. So that journey didn't start really till 3 years ago, right? 3 to 4 years ago. And when I look back, it had to become surreal to me because it was a challenge to think about how am I going to do something I've never done before. And I've created these habits in my life and God really put it on my heart. I need to make a decision to change up my lifestyle, to make a physical change in my life because the road I was heading was my 600-pound life. And I was just going headfirst into the pavement with that one.
Well, and the reason being, yeah, that was a really graphic description. Trigger warning, everybody. Okay.
Headfirst into the milkshake, I should have said.
Well, my favorite is that time you posted a before picture of yourself, and it was, "What do you get when you guzzle down sweets? Eating as much as an elephant eats." That was the song you chose over a picture of you when you first started working out, like on your first workout. But here's the thing. I don't think that it's more than just your choices. It's emotional. That's the thing. Is it not? Is it not emotional?
No. Eating is highly emotional thing. It's you eat when you're celebrating. You eat when you're sad.
Not just eating, but also the desire to move your body. It comes from an emotional place.
But I think if you're eating healthy, you can get by. If you eat really cleanly, you can get by in moving your body on average. You know, if you want to eat more, you have to work out more if you want treats and stuff. I like treats. Mm-hmm. So all that to say is we're talking about stewardship and how I come into an idea of learning about stewardship of the body, because when you're not a good steward of the body, there's some negative side effects that happen. Right? You get tired more. You can't play with your children more. You lose your patience more. You're just not capable of doing the things you want to do, like fit into a Harry Potter ride at Universal Studios. And it's embarrassing.
You will never live that down.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I look back in that life and I had no self-control. What it came down to was to be a good steward, you got to have self-control. When you don't have self-control, you're just going to go off. You're not thinking about how is this impacting my life? How is this impacting my mind or my body down the road? Because when you're being a steward, you're taking what you have and putting it to good use, not just for now, but for the future. And I needed to put good use for my body for the future.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting is that some may say that focusing on eating well and exercising, everybody knows those things are good for you, but some people would say that spending so much time on that is selfish or vain. And in fact, it's an investment for not only your future self, but all the people around you.
Yes.
It's an investment for your family.
Absolutely. And when you look about when people have problems when they're 60s and 70s and 80s, Where does that change start? When they're 30. Like, if you want to see impact in your life, you have to work out now. You have to make that change now, because by the time you're going to need that health thing that you're going to want, it's a little too, not too late,
Too little, too late.
little
So,
too late, a
well,
little bit. And it
not
takes,
fully. It's possible to turn it around,
but
but
it's a lot harder.
the phrase "use it or lose it" is very true, because you either are using your body and using these muscles, and if you don't, you're going to lose it.
At the age 40 years old, you will every year, or 50 years old, 40 or 50 years old, you will lose muscle every single year. You do not gain muscle any longer in your life. So you need to maintain it the rest of your life. So just that's something that you need to be aware of. It may be a little bit older than that, but it's around that age where you start to see a decline, and it's really hard to put on muscle. It's really hard to put off weight because your body is just slowing down, getting ready to. So all that to say, if you want to do things as when you're older, you see people hiking every day when they're 70. You're like, how are you doing this? Well, I hiked every day. I run 5 miles a day. I walk 5 miles a
Started
day.
15
And
years ago, 20
and
years
it's
ago.
not, the thing is, I went super hard right away, and people were judging me like, man, Jeremiah's like on one. Yes, I was on one. I had to be wild. I had to be this crazy man and just like go out, get after it, and be just, I did just become a monster. And people are like, well, I don't want to become a monster. Well, like, when do you want results? Like, and I'm a little intense in that way.
You are, and we're not bringing this up because we're trying to be like a fitness podcast, and you're like getting up on your preachy high horse about exercise. It's just the truth of the matter
Well, I
for
don't think
you.
it's a high horse at all. I'm just like,
No, but some people view it that way. Like some people would view like what you're saying as like, you're like, oh, yeah, just get hard and do it, right? And it's not everybody's cup of tea at this time, but I think it's really important. The way you're presenting it is, this is an investment for your future.
yeah.
And the thing that's interesting about you is how I felt like you were just able to like flip a switch almost and be able to just do the thing. I'm going to do this thing. I decided it and now I'm doing it. And I think that's hard for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And it was all mental. This is the thing. Losing weight, it's all mental. It's conquering the mind and taking control of it, taking captive every thought and rebuking it and rejecting it and saying, I'm not that person. I can do it. I don't want to do it. That's why I should do it. I need to get comfortable. If I do this, this will change in my life. I won't see change today, but in 6 months I will. And it's making that decision every day. And it's grueling and it's painful, and you kick and scream, but you do it anyway. And the results can speak for themselves most of the time, unless you're doing something terribly wrong. But I would say, when you push yourself to that limit, God has given us a body and mind that can do incredibly more than we can ever hope to think of. And one person that, again, I took inspiration from a person, not motivation, but inspiration from a person called David Goggins. Yes, he's intense. Yes, he's on a different level. But when you are trying to achieve something that you have never achieved, you have to become a different person.
In order to achieve something you've never achieved, you have to do things you've never done. You have to be a person that you've never been.
Absolutely. And that is, again, you have to look yourself in the mirror, call it what it is, and then overcome.
Oops.
And it's not like, yeah, it's hard. Like, I'm not trying to disregard the suffering and the pain that comes through that, the trauma and the mental toll it takes. I'm not saying that that doesn't matter. Just get over yourself. Yeah, like, I can say that, but you need to work that out. You need to work that out in your mind and journal, finding a healthy way to process that. Mine was like, I like a kick in the pants. Like, as in my personality needs that kick in the pants. But other people, it's a more softer approach. Like, hey, you got this, champ. You can do it.
Well, the approach that like I've heard before is baby steps. Like, if you tell yourself like getting up and going to work out feels like such a huge step, but if I just tell myself I'm going to wake up on time and I'm going to get dressed for the gym, I don't even have to work out, but I'm going to consistently for a week or 2 weeks get up, get dressed for the gym, and just be awake and be ready to go. And then after that, I'm going to make a goal of like, I'm going to go for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to try lifting light weights. And then I'm going to try adding in multiple exercises. Then you slowly build to
Mm-hmm.
that point. It feels a lot more accessible for some people.
Yeah. And
You're
I
kicking the pants guy. Not everybody is.
absolutely. I think one thing that will be huge for anybody starting a journey of anything is accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Having someone you're doing it alongside with. Doing it alone is, I don't recommend. I think having like a family member, a friend to encourage you, to push you is going to make all the difference, especially when you're having those high and low moments through the process. And when you have to show up somewhere because you know they're waiting on you is huge.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage you guys, if you're thinking about making a change in your life, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, bring someone into that, share with your goals in that, and write it out. And when you're writing out your goals, don't start out with, or you start out with the big goal. I'm going to lose 100 pounds. God, cool. Or I'm going to read 100 books. Okay, that's great. But how are you going to do that every single day? Well, break it down. Then you say, well, I want to run every day. Okay, what days a week do you want to run? Oh, I want to run. How long do you want to run? What time do you want to run? How are you going to, what shoes are you getting to run? By this day, I'm going to buy shoes to run, and making all the way steps to make it attainable goal. And that's the biggest thing, is making attainable goals and then having accountability stick with it. So that's being a good steward, is processing all, not just doing it, but you have to take all those things into account by taking all those things into account. Like, yeah, I think
That's great. No, I
everything.
totally agree. I think that that's a really great, that's something that we share with our students, is like, don't just say, I want to read the Bible more often. When are you going to read? How early are you going to wake up to make sure you have time to read? Do you have your Bible in a place where you see it every day? You're going to be able to grab it. Do you need a notebook? Do you need a highlighter? Are you going to set a timer? How many days a week? It's not just, oh, I want to try to read my Bible more. It's like you make the action steps. It's the same thing with any goal you could have, right?
Absolutely. And again, when you're a good steward of your body, you will see. And now there's things that happen, but I believe you will see results.
I think it affects so many areas of your
Yeah,
life. And
mental.
I mean, everybody knows that. It affects your emotional state. It affects your mental state. It affects your relationships. It affects how clear-headed you are. It can,
Yeah.
obviously how you feel.
I heard this weekend. It said the body is the dashboard of the soul. So it basically, if your body is showing signs of anxiety, stress, or heaviness in that, it's going to affect your soul.
Yeah.
It's going to affect that relationship you can have with God. I believe in that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I knew as soon as I started living, the clarity that would come from eating healthier, the clarity that would come from exercising, releasing those endorphins. But the one thing that has not happened is my stewardship of the home has not improved. So that's a little segue.
No, but that's what I was going to say. Is like, so we're talking about stewardship overall. You're sharing about how it was a great focus for you and really great for you to be like, I'm going to focus on stewardship of my body and what I'm eating and how I'm moving. But I focus so much on that is really hard for me. And I very much go like in waves where I really want to be really consistent, and I'll stay consistent for a while. And then I hit a dip and I have no progress. And then I go right back up and down. I'm very like up and down with it. And I have a hard time sticking to it. But when it comes to other areas of my life, like running this household, I have so many goals and ambitions of how I want it to be run. And I figure it out and I learn how to do it, and I do it. I learn new things, whether it's learn new things to make from home instead of buying, or learning how to like apply certain like new organizational tactics or parenting things. I read up on these things and I learn this is how I want us to start talking to our kids. Or here's a phrase I heard that's really helpful for this situation. I'm doing a lot of like home stuff that I'm so invested in and I want to do it well. And it's just interesting because we are just like opposites in that way. Like, I'm so bad at being a good steward of like my physical health, and you have a really hard time being a good steward of the chores specifically, I would say, not the
Yeah.
home as a whole, but
Well, I think
chores.
partly is like, do you see the do I see the value in it? That's where it starts.
Do you?
I know it's important to have a clean home.
The answer's not yes. You see the value?
I just know it's important to have a clean home. I just don't like to clean the home.
Yes.
I feel like
that's how I feel.
this not,
I know it's important to
no.
have a healthy
I know
body,
it's
but I don't like to exercise. It's the
It's not
same
that I
thing.
don't like to clean the home. Is I feel like I don't have the time to clean the home. I don't make
You
time.
do.
Yeah, that's the big thing. It's like I don't have the time. You have the time. You just don't make the time. You
Yeah.
make time for what things are important in your life. So stop saying I don't have time. Saying that,
You're talking to yourself.
I'm telling myself I do have the time to do dishes and the laundry, but my biggest thing is I just feel like I continually do it every single day and I can clean all day and this is the biggest thing. I don't see any value. I don't see any benefit of like I'm doing the dishes, but they're dirty and dirty and dirty and dirty. It's not like I've cleaned these dishes and now I receive $10 or I receive the beautiful thing or like
What?
I'm again I don't see the when I work out.
You don't get an immediate reward for your chores.
No, what reward do you have for you're just washing dishes all the time and it's like dish for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
It's laundry. And it's like, yes, I have clean clothes, but like it's just painstaking. It's when does it stop? And like
when does it end?
Because I feel like when we work on videos or you create something,
yes.
you work on yourself,
and this
you build
is the
something.
Thing. Chores are the monotony of life. There is no immediate satisfaction reward.
Zero
but for
satisfaction.
Me, false. Because for me, the feeling that I have in a clean kitchen or in a clean home, even for you, the feeling that you have when the toys and the dirty clothes and the shoes are all over the living room versus when we shuffle it all, put it all away, and the whole couch is cleared, it's available to be sat on, you're not stepping on things on your way to the living room. That feeling is nice.
That
and
feeling
you
is
know
very
it.
nice.
And so this is what I'm saying. Like, to me, I have been so passionate, as I've talked about on this podcast before, about working our way towards minimalism, or a better word would be to like just simplify, like to highly simplify.
Simple lifestyle.
To highly simplify our home, specifically our inventory and our possessions, because we would not have a mountain of laundry on the bed and on the couch outside and piled in the washing machine, the dishwasher, if we only had out the clothes that we need for 1 week or whatever. Mm-hmm. We don't need all the clothes that we have. The kids, they have so many clothes. If we were like, I can do all of my clothes in one load of laundry. I could do all of your clothes in one load of laundry. The kids' clothes in one load of laundry. And instead I'm constantly doing, it just is so overwhelming. But the feeling that we could have all the time of simplifying our dishes,
mm-hmm.
simplifying what's in our cabinets, just overall simplifying, that's my goal. And that's what I look forward to but it's hard because in the meantime, we're just maintaining every day.
Yeah. And that's why I think might as well work out. Might as well do something that's actually productive.
But it is productive to do.
Because ultimately, because you are a good steward of the home, I'm able to be a good steward of my body.
Yes, and we are a team in that way.
We're a team in that way.
Like you could not, we talked about this, you could not have run either of your marathons if I was not watching the kids while you went on your 3-hour runs on a Saturday,
100%.
And longer, longer runs. Like it's a team effort. And so, but it's just, the reason I bring this all up is because it's just interesting that we just have different things that we pay highly attention to, and they happen to be things that the other one just is like totally like.
But and I think it starts when coming with your spouse together and starting to write out. Maybe we should start to write out the value, and so that we can see the value of what's going on in our lives.
Yeah,
and to say, yeah, just as you value working out and value these things to increase clarity, that will also happen when you have a clean home. Mm-hmm. That same view that you have with pushing yourself, go hard. If you did that with a home, you'll see a double portion almost of clarity, because
Yeah.
now you're coming into a space and not looking for everything, but you're coming, you're not losing your keys, you're not doing this, that you're going to actually find more time to invest in the things that we have.
That's exactly what drew me to the idea of minimalism and simplification years ago, is all the benefits that I have heard of from other people who are minimalists, who are like, because I don't constantly think about and worry about and have to manage all my stuff, I'm able to exercise more often. I'm able to spend more time in the Word. I am getting out of debt. Like we are able to spend our money wisely, because we're not just
Mm-hmm.
like buying stuff all the time because we don't want more stuff. It's like little things like that. Not little things like that. It's that step of being a
Well,
minimalist that affects all those other areas of your life.
yeah, it's rooting the weeds out. It's rooting the weeds out
Mm,
that keep coming up. And when you start making those hard pruning decisions in your life to
mm,
cut out the things that are not benefiting you ultimately,
yeah,
it's going to make a difference in the overall picture. And you
absolutely.
just have to get a big sifter or a garbage can and just sifting what is the most important thing in your family. What is the most important thing in the Trujillo's lives? Well, what's really important for us is quality time, family time. So we need, if something that we're doing is hindering that family time, like chores, what chore is doing it most? Sift it out. Okay, close. How can we minimize that and start going through levels of like eliminating things practically? And I'm saying that as a, like, right now I'm thinking of ideas that so many times we have these ideas in the workplace and at business, in our ministry, or development with other people, but we lack the ability to bring that into our home and say, hey, these are practical tips that we can use in our home, and
Mm,
treat our home more like a business in some ways when
yeah.
it comes out to clearing out junk and clearing out things that are going to be hinder the bottom line.
Yeah, I
Like,
like the idea of a sifter. And I have this like vision in my mind when I think about minimalism. That's literally, I literally envision a sifter. I imagine not putting our whole house like there's a giant like colander, and I'm just like dragging it along from one wall all the way to the other side of the house. And as it goes, all that's left behind are the essentials.
mm-hmm,
And I'm like, I wish it was just that easy to just like do it all in one day. But we spend every day cooking, washing dishes,
mm-hmm.
doing laundry, and tidying. And that takes up all of the day. And there's nothing left for like time for additional projects. There's not even
well
time to like actually like sanitize and clean some
mhm.
days, you know?
Well, I would say, and maybe we can navigate, and this could be, if you have any suggestions of how to do that, how to navigate, not just maintaining, but while we're maintaining, to implement some minimalist ideas. But one idea that just came to mind, some brainstorming, is when we're doing laundry, instead of just folding it as we fold it all, look at it and say, I'm just going to get rid of 3 pants today.
Mm. That's a great idea with the kids, because I tell myself I want to pull out. This is like also a recommended tactic with decluttering and minimizing, is you pull out everything that you have of this one category of items. So like I would want to pull out
But that
all the
just such
kids'
like, that
clothes,
takes out so much
but it's a
time.
whole project. But it would be a good way for me to be like, okay, you have like 14 short sleeve t-shirts. You only need probably 4. And so we're going to just discard these
I
10.
wouldn't
I'm
even
going to
walk.
pick out the ones that don't have stains,
Yeah.
pick out the ones that are like,
To me, I wouldn't even walk that process. I know it's probably healthy walk our process with our kids, but I wouldn't do that.
no, I don't want to do it with the
Oh, I thought
kids.
you want to do it with them. Like, that's
No,
a
I
nightmare.
I want to do it by myself, but I don't want to do it as I do the laundry, because I want to be able to actually see all the inventory together, to actually see how much do we actually have, and then narrow it down to
Well, I feel
what
like
we
we
need.
do all the laundry at the same time, so it's not like you.
That's another bad habit that I have. I was telling you, if I had a better habit of one load of laundry a day, it would not be probably as hard.
But I
But I
think you
always
can.
do all of our laundry in one day, and it's like a mountain of laundry because none of us have underwear, and we all need to have our clothes clean
Yeah,
that day.
and I think, but that's what I'm saying. We can navigate that, and I think start with the mountain, start with clearing it out, and I can assist you in that. That's why that's ultimately needs to be a team effort.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's knock it out. Every decluttering task that you do with me is a workout that I'll do.
Because ultimately, we, as stewardship, we have been given many gifts. We have this home. We have our families. We have our bodies. We have our community. And if you have to take that seriously, and it's not something that I think I just heard this, 60% of what we do, 40 to 60% of what we do on our day is out of habit. So it's not something we think about. We just boom, boom, like driving a car, just it's out of habit. We're not intentionally putting that time. But I would love to open that up to stewardship in the sense being intentional with when it comes to our day. How am I being a good steward in this area when I get to work? How am I being a good steward when I'm home? How am I being a good steward of my mind, my body, and my soul? And asking that question before it's over. Asking that question not at the end of the day, in the beginning of the day, because it's going to make you more aware and conscious of all your actions.
So true. Good stuff.
Man, I feel like I'm on a roll.
You are. Preach it.
Preach
it out.
Preach.
It's been good. It's been a good, you know what? I think that's like a good spot.
Hey, we have 3 people watching us today now, so welcome. Join us. Yes.
Thank you for being here.
If you tell us your journey in stewardship or you have any questions for us, always
throw
put it in the chat.
But I feel like that's a good place to land, land the plane there. Talking about steward. We had this conversation the other day.
My Aunt Londa's on there, so hi, fam.
Hi, fam. We were talking about stewardship the other day and how we both have our focus and our values in different places, and all good things, just different. And there's many different ways to be a good steward. So that's
the
where
afterthoughts.
we're at.
Let me see if anyone was going to write a comment on
These
there.
are our afterthoughts.
Any questions, hot questions for us live before we sign out? Well, wait a second.
We don't need to wait.
I'd like to wait.
You can.
I have all day.
Yeah, I'm getting tired, not going to lie. I've been doing better on my caffeine intake. I've been doing better at having just a coffee in the morning. And then I'll have like a medium amount of caffeine in the afternoon. Like I was doing my matcha at a matcha this afternoon. And
what's the deal with tea, right? Just kidding. Last time I started talking about coffee, people were livid about my erroneous response to decaf coffee.
What's erroneous mean?
Erroneous?
Erroneous?
Yeah. Is that like
what does
idiotic?
That mean? People thought that your response to decaf coffee was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got an insult on YouTube, didn't you?
Couple. Sometimes like to go off. Oh, here got some questions. Okay.
All right, let's see it. I can't see, so you have to read it to me.
Because we're not okay. Here we go.
Read it to me. I'll read it into the mic.
I laugh because when the kids have more, I'll show it right now. Decaf is really bad for you because of the chemicals they put into it.
Who said that? Oh, decaf has chemicals in it. Oh no.
Oh, she hopped on the. Oh, and Kim Russell. Hi. Oh, there we go. Kim Russell's question is: I laugh because when the kids have more fun shirts, they wear their favorites, so the rest will never be worn. Yes.
Oh yes, that's true. When the kids have fun t-shirts, let me tell you, that Paw Patrol t-shirt has holes for days. But if I got rid of it, it would be like, where's my Paw Patrol t-shirt? But then the nice, like I get them like school shirts and it's like plain tan and like plain blue. And those are not fun shirts. And they're in very good condition still. So
Kim
I hear
Russell, here's an encouragement right now. Get after it. Crush it. Take the hill. Glad you got on that treadmill. You're making, I don't care how late it is, it's never too late. So that one step at a time, you make it happen. Crush it. You are, what are you looking at? You got me distracted. Oh no, I was.
sorry. Go ahead.
I was in the zone. I was just speaking. Even.
Oh, is my head in the shot?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
I wanted to see what she said. She said that you encouraged her to jump on the treadmill. That's amazing.
I don't know if it was more encourage or guilt or no. I was kidding.
What else? What's this one? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
That was awesome. Yeah, way to go, Kim. Crush it. Kill it. Get after it. Better than the amount of exercise I've done today.
Yes.
Also, it's raining, so it's like Who wants to exercise outside
I
when it's
literally
raining?
exercised in the rain today.
Yeah, I said
so
who wants to. The answer is no one.
It's not whether you want to or not want to. It's what you need to do. It's what you need to do. You need to get at. You tell
true.
your body it doesn't get a vote today. You tell the rain it
You
doesn't
did.
get a
You
vote
were
today.
there was puddles in our driveway
Yes.
next to our exercise
And
equipment,
I slipped a couple
and
times.
you were in the puddles doing your exercises, toweling off the bench so you
Yes.
can keep going, crushing it.
I have to carry
You're
the boats.
you're a warrior.
I have the pressure of
Pressure
I have
like
no
a tick
pressure.
tick tick that'll never stop.
Whoa.
And that's how it goes.
Oh,
And
what's it say? You should see me this cool weighted vest on. The weighted vest,
dang,
next level.
Kim.
I've never done a weighted vest, and that is my next.
You thought about doing a weighted vest
Yes,
in marathon training.
But I have enough weight on me to feel like a weighted vest.
You're a stallion.
So I'm
Is that what they call it? Clydesdale.
Clydesdale, no stallion.
They
Clydesdale.
call you that somebody called you a Clydesdale.
Yeah, I was.
Because they were like, why are you running a marathon? You're a Clydesdale. Like you're way too big to be running a marathon. Was the intention.
That is true.
And you did it anyway.
I did it
twice.
Anyway. So
But
Kim,
you're
stronger than me.
You didn't do the weighted vest, but you did that. You did that oxygen inhibitor.
Yeah, that
mask.
I felt like I was suffocating. And
yeah,
that was not fun.
It was like an altitude training tool, and it was like it looks like a gas mask. You put it on, and it like
depletes your oxygen.
It slows down the amount of oxygen that can come in through, so it's good for training in altitude, and just makes your lungs stronger. You ran with that thing once.
Yeah, I know. I should get back to it.
Once.
Get back to it.
And then you were like, I feel like I'm dying. So, tools. Interesting.
Don't be a tool.
Don't be a dope. Yeah, okay.
That was just
yeah.
Random thought.
Great idea.
Shower thoughts.
All right. Let's land it.
Let's land that plane. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks
Kim,
for joining.
crush it. Do a solid 15 on that thing. Uphill climb 7. Wait, 6, 7? 6, probably 6.
Incline 6?
Yeah.
That's gnarly.
You need to walk that for
That's
15
stairs,
minutes. That's
man.
all you need.
Incline, Kim, you don't have to do 6. Don't listen to this man. Incline of 3 is plenty. Plenty. All right. Don't worry. Are you going to read it to me?
Love you, Auntie Londa. She said, Miss 9 p.m. Old ladies. Miss 9 p.m. Both love you.
Love you too.
Yeah.
Love you too.
Love all around. Hey, if someone didn't tell you today, anyone watching, we love you. We love you join this community of ours, and we're going live on Tuesday. So see you then.
See you Tuesday. Also, our Tuesday episode is up. It got uploaded earlier today.
Yeah. It doesn't have a fancy title because we're working on that, but
it's up there. If you're looking for something to watch, check out our Tuesday episode. And we'll see you next week when we do this whole thing again.
Yes.
See you on the next time that
Couch Podcast
Tuesday.
All right.
Bye.